Hello, boys and girls. It's me, Koyoshi 1907 here, welcoming you back to my 100% blind playthrough of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity for Nintendo Switch, where in the last video we were spending our money to train our weapons, clearly. That seems to be a thing we're doing now a lot. But, oh, okay, real joke though, mostly we're trying to go through the dozens of challenge battles we had. However, we did mostly Divine Beast Varuta missions. I think I went a little too ham, so I'm gonna try only doing one at a time from now on, so I stay a bit more consistent. Because I do like doing the main challenges first. Ooh, this one has all of the elements. Okay. Anyways, so now we have to do this. Anti-elemental training. I've been looking at my guide a lot too, because we're still missing a couple of Koroks missions, but it's hard to know. We'll have to check that later when we get to it then. Anyways, we did get Mipha's stronger weapon now. We are, however, gonna switch out Echiro. We used that. We had to use Tiba for, I think, a different... Actually, no. We used Mipha and Tiba together once. So if we're going down the chain, we should actually be at Koga and Pain. But we also used Koga, but also... I kind of like using Koga. So... yeah, I'll use him. Also, we only have one, so I guess Koga will be the... and we use here, and since it's elemental training, we need all the resistant veins to stand a better chance.
That's tasty. Give me seconds.
This is a combination you probably wouldn't do a lot of normally unless you get into specifically anti-element training, so this must be the hardest version of, you know, anti-fire, anti-ice, anti-electric. Combines it all at once. So we're pretty much exclusively facing elemental monsters here, so of course we want that. That will reduce, basically be like we take half damage to the end of battle. It'll make it considerably easier. Some cases it's probably really easy, but who knows? There's still probably a long ways to go. Alright. Keep having to destroy the sats here. Again, we're gonna try Orion doing Furry Rush, which means dodging at the last minute to get a Furry Rush. For bosses, I've noticed the more you can Furry Rush them, the faster you can take them out, but it's also a risky way to take them out. Okay. Okay, let's do that. Koroks. You have to use that pretty much immediately in order to not have them making you. I hate the fact that he just spews a big laser at them. That's what makes Koga so cool to use in battle. get rid of the arrow moblin while he's nearby. Okay, there we go. Apparently he didn't want some, because, yeah, that was defeated now. Yeah, we'll say that we defeated him. How about that? Alright. Defeat that monster over here. It's honestly hard to know how many materials we need again. I'm just kind of doing these in order, not really expecting anything. Just trying to lure this guy into the water so we can maybe electrocute him. Except when he keeps doing that. Okay, we got Fairy Rush finally. Okay, just for a view, I'm going to try and take out that wizard first, if possible. Okay, that works. Looks like that Lino also wanted to use a bomb move. Later. Yeah, gotta get rid of that weaker enemy first, so he stops being annoying. Then we can face the now mostly on his own. I'd see that one nearby. Okay, he doesn't seem close enough. He's just kind of standing back for no reason right now. Okay. Oh, what did I say I was gonna do? Yeah, I was gonna use this. I wanted to bait him to the water so we could just shock him instead. That's the only way you can use the electric thunder rod or whatever to hit their weakness. Lightning rod, thunder rod, whatever. Yes. Alright. And just like that, we're done. Okay. Alright, slightly faster and easier battle. The ones that don't have a time limit are usually the longer ones. The ones that do have a time limit are usually shorter because they usually mean that you would need to be powerful enough to take them on at first. Alright, let's keep going. Our musty rice, huh? Is now available. Reduce time between stasis uses. Kind of important when that's our main ability we've been using this whole time, mainly. Oh, guess what we're doing? We're going to the person again. Wait, should we just call her B-Girl? Because it seems like all she's doing is giving us the honeycombs that bees give. I think that'd be funny. On second thought, let's not say anything too much. That might get a little ears. Forget it. Let's just keep going. Sorry if I said anything weird, but anyways. I only said that because, like, we have had to buy so many honeycombs lately, and so many of them are needed for stuff, too. It took so long to get them all. We could just look for something that has a one-time clear reward that we need. But no, nothing really here stands out, I guess I could say. Alright, time to violet Varudanya. I think I've mixed the two of those up way too many times now. So before I do that anymore, let's just pilot Varudanya. That's the Goron one. The one we first did that we lost on is actually Vama Boris. But now we're finally piloting Varudanya. I don't think we've piloted this beast before, so this will be interesting. Oh, it theoretically should also be one of the easier missions, but I don't know yet. We don't know enough to see whether or not that's a good idea or not. Alright. Of course, we have a counter move now, which is different. So we're the only character that can use a counter move. We can grab a item, Avalock, and throw it back at them. So we don't have a proper shield. Instead, okay, this one's different. We don't have to defeat all of the enemies anymore. Instead, we have these icons on the map where these stone taluses are, and we have to defeat them instead. Alright. So, tell me how that talus still didn't die after all that. Okay, this one is the fastest rotational speed, so it's much easier to navigate with Redania than any other divine beast we've used so far. Right. Of course, just like the last battles, we just have to keep attacking these enemies. Those electric things we can't even counter, I just realized. Yeah, only option for melee is that. Do we even have a melee? Make it rain magma on them. The fact that we cannot counter all the enemies, so you have to just, again, focus on the enemies that are attacking us and stop their attacks from hitting us, if possible. Just like before, those Lionels are the most annoying because we can't do anything about their attacks, really. Yeah, Lord Guardians, not good. Oh yeah, this thing can climb up the walls too, so it doesn't really have any weaknesses really other than the fact it literally cannot shield itself. Okay, a little bit tighter. Alright, well that works. I guess simple enough, but it got tricky at the end. So it started simple, but it became trickier at the end, I see. No shield, that's kind of harder to deal with. On hardest difficulty, we probably would have lost a whole bunch. I had a different strategy for that. And another one has appeared. Surprise, surprise. Incidents mention the Kogo again.
Well, look at that. I improved on perfection.
We can press X to get members apparently to help Kogo with one of his special attacks, I see. Interesting. I want to see how that plays out at some point. Yeah, alright. Do we use some of these? Oh yeah, they still need a lot anyway. Okay, got that done. And the physics person is back again. Definitely need more hydro melons. We're going through them like fast. Super fast. Okay. Seems like we come to you a lot. Because they need all of our weapons trained up to 10 right now. What else could I say? Since Mifa was the most behind, we need to do her next. Do we really care about what gets fit on? I don't think so. Yet. Because we need to get it up to 8 first. It's at 9. Unless it's guaranteed to appear, by the way, I'm not going to actually add it to level 10. Alright. So now it's guaranteed to appear. We will get it to level 10. And I got stronger. Okay. I didn't even know the weapons could be in tiers too, so we need to look out for those. Where'd this come from? Recommended level 25? How have I not seen this before? Alright, I'm not gonna do anything because I need to actually save my bees. Honeycombs, forever. For something else. I said weird. It's honeycombs, I meant it. I'm sorry, I'm getting that really mixed up. My brain is really messed up today. I didn't even know there was a lower level weapon. Why did this appear for me the first time? I checked all those levels multiple times. Does that mean that I had to do a Ruta mission and then this appeared? So odd. Yeah. Oh, we just have to head for the targeted position. Do I care about heading there right away? Probably not. Oh, we need to get this keep anyway. Yeah, okay, never mind. We have to do all the keeps anyway. That's what I thought. I thought we could skip everything, but no. Where's that? This guy's gonna use ice. We'll just summon it right away. Oh yeah, when they're in water, you could just freeze them whenever you use Cryonis. Cryonis. It's basically short for Cryonis. Think of it that way. I like destroying those spots because, again, they're the only way to get certain stun. So this is a much lower level battle, so these enemies will not take long at all to defeat. Yeah. So I'm assuming the Valkyrie Bishop we had to do a lot sooner than expected. I think bouncy out by doing one Divine Beast session. They will help us out in the long run. By practice on those Divine Beasts more so we get used to each one of them again. We're right in front of them all, so we'll special them all to making them rightly. There was 4 of them at once. Wow. So we hit 4 big enemies with one special. That's pretty cool. Yeah, they made specials way more useful in this game, that's for sure. I'll be ever grateful for your courage today. Let's see how it is. Well, that other battle set just made me a little worried about how many more battles did I miss that I didn't know about. Did I already de-rust her weapon? Also, she just got a rusty weapon as I said that. There are rusty weapons you could use to make, like, super-powered weapons, but you don't necessarily need them to beat the game. They just give you more powerful weapons you can use without upgrading them. So that's, like, another way you can get upgrades on your characters yet. Ooh, this one's nasty. Look at that. 5 was required, and it says we need crystals. So yeah, this is why we need to do all the challenge battles, because we need challenges. Okay, that's done. It should be here now, right? Now we've done it. Let's see the Zora. See, look, there it was. I don't know why it wasn't there before. Alright, back to this. And style barbecue. This will make a lot more sense if we use our newly powered Yunobo in this battle. I know we have Taruk we could also use as well, but I think the game wants us to use a Mobo. So, let's do that. This one I'm just gonna do the usual though. Sort of. By that, I mean I'm only gonna do XP now because, as you might have guessed, we need to buy more SRV honey again. Now I feel like we're getting less of that. Hopefully we get lucky and the specific merchant we need shows up. There's a very rare merchant that sometimes shells Courser V honey, which isn't here right now. You can of course check what each merchant is selling ahead of time before you go. But other than that, not much else you can do. Okay, Goron style barbecue again. Alright, back to this. No, I don't want that. I want EXE. I'll make up by using that, and then materials won't use anything bad, right? I just don't want to use that Hydro Melon in case I might need that later too. So we put specifically that on. Pretty soon though we'll have to keep doing rare stuff. I will say, if you know what you're doing, especially in the early game, you could probably get for this 100% faster by just buying a lot of stuff, but of course that could only get you so much stuff. There's some stuff you just cannot buy for a shop. If that's the case, then you have to go in and find it. Oh, by the way, the EXE missions don't count towards that total down the screen. That's why you don't have to do them, but we're gonna probably do them all anyway. Okay, we need to go through here and defeat loads of enemies quickly. Okay, that works. Alright. That hurts. Yeah, you know it was a lot stronger now. A lot of how you get stronger in this game is not just partially based off of level. It seems it's mostly based off of how strong your weapon can get. So the more you have, the easier the game will be. Alright. Okay. Oop. Keeps going for a bit. Alright. Now most of the enemies will be here, I see. Oh yeah, what he does is a shield. I almost because I haven't played Unova in a while, that his ability is he gets a special shield, and then during certain moves he can press the strong attack button again to unleash a more stronger than normal attack. He does that by getting a rock roast in. Okay, let's keep going. I think we should probably save our specials. There's a good chance there might be more enemies here. Yeah, see, now his Sin move is way more deadly. More enemies, I see. Finally done that. More monsters showed up. Now we get to defeat this igneous house, which we're gonna special V since we have so many specials active right now. Now, just like before, we could use Cryonis or something else maybe to cool it down. Oh, I guess what I meant by that, I meant we could just use the Ice Rod on it. Yeah, for these Xenius Talus, if we don't ice them first, then they'll keep damaging us whenever we try to go on top of them. Yeah, we destroy their Vem stuff first, and they're just like a normal Talus again. Alright. Okay. Would you look at that? We're done now. Stage is now set for throwing up a barbecue, huh? Perfect. And you gained a little bit of a level there. Oh, I didn't even notice that gave us Courser V honey. So that's what we were waiting for this whole time, for us to get that much stuff from that. And now once again we need to keep buying more, because there's still more. I'm just good. I'll buy that. Yeah, Courser V stuff you need. Okay, that gave us a new thing. And of course, more importantly, we got this now we can use. Increases rod uses by 1. Yet another use of rods is collected. So we could store more rod uses again. That's useful. Seeing as how they could be useful to stunlock certain enemies. If you are playing on harder difficulties, some monsters will be so tough that you probably want to just stunlock them over again using that if you can. Alright. Let's just look through all these to see who has the Terrells we need. Because we're still waiting on other stuff to happen. Nope. Must be really rare to see that. Now we'll want more of that. Some Tabanfoate. Alright. Something we could do now. Oh yeah, we could do unit balls upgrade. Alright. Interesting how that didn't unlock a narrow one for him. Instead it unlocked an EX one. For those of you out there, yes, we do have all the DLC purchased. We actually did this ahead of time before we even started our through. That's why there's so much. Dude, so much carrots are needed. Isn't that like, yeah, here? Seems like we need lots of carrots and pumpkins now. Oh, we need a lot more cane sugar too. Get that undone now. This power is overflowing. Apparently. So, fairy thanks. Alright. And yes, we want to get as much stuff set up as possible. That way we can see exactly what we need to buy for the materials. That way we can work on these one at a time. What else do we need from you? This? Okay. Weapon capacity increased by 3 if we get that. The Icy Lizabel's tails for that, though. That one's annoying. Maybe we should just do an Icy Lizabel's battle next. Wait, how long is this? I don't know. I want to do that. That one doesn't have Elsevials. at all. Yeah, we want 3 or 4 in anti-eyes. One that shows Lucifels. Ugh, we still can't see it either. No, these must be hard to find then. Wait, I just realized something. I don't have to necessarily force it that way, do I? What if we go on here? I wish there was a way to check what, or to directly get that particular material. That would be nice. Okay, well, nothing there, I guess. Guess the only thing we can do is, again, look out and see. That's silver, rest of us. Alright. Oh, forget it, we're already out of time. We don't want to mess around too much here. I'm just gonna skip that EX section and do whatever's next on the list. Which is Wisdom of the Storm, apparently. Yeah, it has fire enemies in it. That's odd. Alright. Do damage. Damage from fire minus 50%. And this. Not half bad. Some of these harder missions, I'm gonna try to do that as much as possible. Alright. So in a minute to get out of this battle, I think we should use our ice rod if we have any other uses left. We did just get more uses of it, which helps out a lot. Because we can cheese a lot more opponents this time. And yes, if you use fire against ice and etc. etc., they get weakened easily. However, you cannot use electricity to help out. So, unless it's raining like now, then you can use electricity against them too. It's kind of funny that you can only really use the Thunder Rod properly when it's raining. So we have to aid these Goron captains by defeating these Guardians. Okay. Well, if fast, this should be simple, really. Nice. So many enemies here, huh? Alright. Okay. Have so many specials, may as well use them. Okay, well that was fast, but that was just the first part of the mission, probably. Hope that big pebble is alright, huh? Oh, Unova's in trouble, apparently. Alright. I have to head farther down then, I see. Wisdom of the Storm, by the way, does not have a cock rock. I checked multiple times. Practically memorized it. Okay, this dude I want to definitely G if possible, but we could also do it with electricity because it's a lightning storm. So they already start pretty weakened, I see, so we have to help them out. And sorry that only Urbosa can help them out. Makes sense to me. Like, it's raining practically already anyway. So, thank you, Urbosa. From now on, I'm gonna stick right by you. Alright. I've taken a shine to you as well. You're cut from a good granite, just like Daruk. Does that just mean that, yeah, he's just as good as Daruk? Right? I think that's true for it all. Alright. Getting more of those gems because we're doing missions for the first time. Yes, if you're wondering, those weird gem things or whatever, they are limited, but there will always be enough to do all the stuff in the map. But you only get those from missions. So yeah, that's why we're doing all the challenge missions, so we can get more challenge stuff done. Now we need to grab this again, and this again. Actually, we could use more Keen Sugar, too. I'll just take Arthur bee hunting again, and this. Oh, there's another one that we can get stuff from. Alright. We're just cleaning out the shops today. It seems like a lot of what we are required to do for these challenges requires a lot of shop stuff too, man. Lots of it, in fact. Oh, these are both EXE. Oh, never mind. This one isn't. But it's really high level. Oh my goodness, level. Suddenly it jumps up to level 67. Yeah, we're getting closer to the end of the game in terms of challenges. So that means they're only gonna get harder from here. No carried items, time limit, no healing items appear, so you can't heal. It's 2 Talses and I think a Ganon. A Blight Ganon, that is. That seems tricky. That might be something we use Link on, just to get it done with. Although you can get the levels of weapons up to level 30, I'm trying to focus on getting Link's Master Sword though. Because that seems to be the strongest weapon in the game right now for him to use at the moment. And, yeah, also... oh, before we go, we should probably level up someone's weapon. We'll go through again, see which weapon isn't level 10 yet. We'll get yours up again, Mifa. She already has Fairy Rush and Special Attack Charge. So what more can we get on her? More healing, I guess? Well, not for healing items, but something else, maybe? Maybe a bit of attack damage? Oh, I forgot, yeah, she had her weaker weapon that was only level... I only had 30... yeah. Oh, that's a high resell weapon, huh? Yeah, let's get that out before we forget. Okay. We keep saying mid-air attack damage, but we kind of want normal attack damage. That's only 2% buff? I'd rather have this. If anything. Alright, level 11. Again. Shaco we've been neglecting too as well. Kinda has a weird weapon. No attack damage really. I mean like it's the skills that is. Okay, well we need to level him up anyway. Get rid of these for now. Up to 9. Perfect. And just need them to be 10 eventually. Alright. Add that. I see. When you if you match 2 of our shields of the same shape when you use them, you get a bonus effect that strengthens the effect of the seals that raises the weapon attack sal. But if you match 4 of our seals, the bonus effects will be even stronger, huh? Oh, by shape it means like there's different shapes of different faces. They can be shaped differently and you need to get 2 of the same shape. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, suddenly I realized the shapes might be not nearly as good as I thought. Okay, well these are all good because like we exclusively just did that. Like very much damage and attack. I get it. By shape now they mean like that. Like look how the thing looks. Like some of them are square shaped, some of them are like I don't know, hexagon shaped or something like that, and others are like different. So if you get multiple of that same exact situation there, apparently it powers up the weapon even more. That's why it's like being more powerful, because they are all literally of the same exact kind. Well, in that case, then pretty much all the attack ones are going to be the ones you want on most characters, because if you want Fury Rush damage to be stronger, you want of the same kind of shape of weapons to be used. Of course, the game does allow you to remove certain ones, seals, if you don't like them. The only reason though I'm not focusing on it is I'm not sure if you really need it to beat this game or not. It would be definitely important though if you try to do harder difficulty runs, I guess. Well, until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Comment, rate, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this talk about weapons now. I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.